Hello, Moto. Okay, guys.
Uncompromising in my demand for massive excellence, completely refusing to accept anything less than the absolute pinnacle of performance. I am deeply connected to a massive, infinite reservoir of universal wisdom that continuously guides my steps toward total domination. I entirely possess the ultimate winning mentality, an absolute unshakable paradigm that completely guarantees my massive, legendary success in every single endeavor I undertake. I effortlessly bend the fabric of reality to match my most colossal, audacious ambitions. I am an unstoppable juggernaut, completely crushing every limitation, every doubt, and every barrier with absolute, devastating ease. I operate entirely on a frequency of extreme supremacy, where massive victories are as natural to me as drawing breath. I possess an absolutely lethal combination of high-level intelligence and savage, unyielding work ethic that makes me completely unbeatable. I entirely own my magnificent future, having already conquered it in my mind with absolute, undeniable clarity. I command the elements of success, orchestrating massive wealth, profound influence, and extreme power with the elegance of a master conductor. I am totally immune to the poison of complacency. My hunger for supreme victory is entirely infinite and continually expanding. I am a spectacular phenomenon of relentless execution, entirely transforming massive abstract visions into concrete, undeniable empires of wealth. I deeply trust my absolute, sovereign power to utterly dominate any market, any challenge, and any room I choose to enter. I totally embody the absolute essence of a champion, wearing the aura of invincibility, like a bespoke suit woven from pure, unadulterated power. I continuously shatter the illusions of impossibility, entirely proving that my supreme will is the ultimate governing force of my reality. I completely weaponize my time, deploying every single minute with absolute maximum leverage to generate immense, explosive growth. I am deeply anchored to the profound truth that my massive success is entirely inevitable, a mathematical certainty of my relentless, elite actions. I entirely reject the concept of competition because I am playing a completely different, massively superior game that no one else can even comprehend. I totally master the art of the pivot, instantly and flawlessly my immense strategies to capitalize on massive new opportunities. I am completely saturated with the intense, electric thrill of high-level conquest, absolutely dominating every single objective I set my sights on. I possess an entirely indestructible self-image, seeing myself as a towering colossus of massive wealth, extreme power, and absolute success. I effortlessly command massive streams of passive income, my vast wealth, multiplying exponentially even while I rest in supreme luxury. I entirely dictate the terms of my immense success, absolutely refusing to compromise on my colossal vision for anyone or anything. I am completely devoted to the absolute mastery of my craft, dedicating massive amounts of energy to becoming the undisputed, unparalleled best in the world. I possess a terrifyingly calm demeanor in the face of massive chaos, my supreme elite mind effortlessly calculating the exact path to total victory. I completely align my massive primal life force with my highest, most spectacular ambitions, creating an unstoppable, devastating momentum. I entirely disregard the concept of luck, knowing absolutely that my massive, relentless, highly strategic actions are the sole creators of my incredible fortune. I totally dominate the arena of my industry, an absolute apex predator, reigning supremely over a vast kingdom of immense wealth and profound influence. I continuously upgrade my massive mental software, effortlessly downloading extreme, high-level paradigms of phenomenal success and absolute power. I completely own my monumental greatness, stepping entirely into the blazing spotlight of absolute victory with profound, supreme confidence. I entirely master the physics of extreme success, effortlessly generating massive velocity and unstoppable momentum toward my colossal goals. I deeply internalize the absolute truth that I am an immensely powerful, totally unstoppable creator of colossal wealth and legendary impact. I completely channel the immense, infinite power of the universe into every single massive, decisive action I take. I totally disregard the boundaries of normal human endurance, tapping into an absolute, infinite wellspring of immense, supreme energy. I entirely dictate the narrative of my own spectacular life, writing an absolute epic of massive, unparalleled, legendary success. I possess an absolute, unbreakable iron will that utterly crushes any resistance and completely guarantees my extreme, monumental victories. I completely immerse myself in the profound, supreme frequency of total abundance, effortlessly attracting massive, colossal avalanches of extreme wealth. I entirely command the absolute respect of the highest level players in the world, recognizing me instantly as an immense, supreme equal. I totally obliterate the concept of failure from my consciousness, replacing it entirely with an absolute, relentless drive for massive, total domination. I completely align my immense, supreme subconscious mind with my colossal, audacious goals, ensuring absolute, flawless execution on autopilot. I entirely master the immense, supreme art of extreme high performance, consistently delivering massive, world-class results with absolute, effortless ease. I deeply cherish the immense, supreme grind of the climb, knowing absolutely that every massive effort is forging an entirely indestructible, legendary champion. I completely transcend the immense, supreme limitations of the physical world, operating entirely from a state of vast, boundless, infinite mental supremacy. I totally embrace my immense supreme destiny as a totally unstoppable, incredibly wealthy, legendary victor of the highest possible magnitude. I entirely embody the absolute supreme archetype of the ultimate winner, dominating completely, entirely, and absolutely every single aspect of my phenomenal, massively successful life. I am a walking, breathing monument to unstoppable human ambition. Every breath I take infuses my massive intellect with supreme, calculating clarity, preparing me for inevitable, staggering victories. I effortlessly scale the highest peaks of extreme wealth and monumental success because I am fundamentally designed for the absolute apex. I possess a fiercely guarded mindset that neutralizes, completely replacing it with an intoxicating, overwhelming certainty of my supreme triumph. I command the vast oceans of universal abundance to flow directly into my monumental empire, completely flooding my life with extreme, unending financial prosperity. I totally operate on a completely different plane of existence, a supreme dimension where massive, miraculous success is my absolute, daily, totally normal baseline. I am thoroughly and entirely convinced of my supreme, godlike ability to architect a reality of absolute, unmitigated, spectacular success. I effortlessly command the absolute loyalty and supreme dedication of incredibly talented teams who are wildly eager to build my massive, colossal visions. I completely dismantle any entirely outdated paradigms of limitation, continually installing absolute, immense, elite systems of massive, exponential growth. I possess a terrifyingly accurate intuition that entirely guides me to exactly the right massive investments, supreme partnerships, and absolute, colossal wins. I am completely unapologetic about my extreme supreme desire for absolute, monumental, unparalleled global dominance in my field. I continuously output a massive, incredibly potent frequency of absolute success that totally alters the physical reality around me, instantly bending it to my supreme will. I entirely master the complex, absolute dynamics of immense power, take it completely with a supreme, elegant, totally devastating precision. I totally reject the entirely false dichotomy of massive wealth versus deep spiritual fulfillment. I absolutely, supremely possess immense amounts of both. I entirely dictate the immense, supreme pace of my totally massive, completely unstoppable success, accelerating entirely into the stratosphere of absolute, elite achievement. I completely own the immense, supreme identity of a highly sought after, incredibly wealthy, totally legendary master of absolute, unmitigated success. I am absolutely, entirely, and totally a winner, a champion, a master, a titan, entirely built for extreme, massive, colossal, unshakable success. I am a legendary architect of wealth, success, and power. Every morning, I wake up vibrating at the highest possible frequency of pure, undeniable victory. I command reality to shape itself entirely around my most colossal ambitions. I am highly allergic to mediocrity and entirely immune to average thinking. I possess a profoundly lethal competitive edge that keeps me entirely isolated at the absolute peak of my industry. I am a monumental force of action, instantly collapsing the timeline between my grand visions and their massive physical manifestation. I totally control my focus, directing a blinding laser of immense concentration onto the massive levers that multiply my extreme wealth. I entirely thrive in the crucible of extreme pressure, completely transforming massive stress into highly kinetic, unstoppable forward momentum. I deeply know that every single massive action I take is completely compounding into an empire of immense, unshakable power. I completely harness the immense primal energy of absolute desire, entirely fueling a totally unstoppable drive for monumental, legendary success. I absolutely dominate the narrative of my industry, completely establishing the supreme standard by which all other massive success is measured. I entirely master the absolute psychology of massive wealth creation, effortlessly holding and massively expanding huge containers of extreme, colossal capital. I am thoroughly convinced of my absolute, totally undeniable worthiness to receive the most extreme, massive, and spectacular rewards the universe can entirely provide. I effortlessly outthink, outwork, and completely outmaneuver any massive obstacle or entirely supreme opponent that dares to challenge my totally absolute reign. I completely weaponize my massive supreme intellect to absolutely dissect complex challenges and entirely engineer perfectly flawless, highly lucrative solutions. I entirely command a massive, unshakable inner peace that totally anchors me in absolute, supreme power amidst the entirely massive chaos of extreme, rapid growth. I possess an entirely invincible, totally supreme belief in my absolute, immense capacity to completely conquer any totally impossible goal. I deeply align my absolutely massive, incredibly potent life force with the entirely supreme, totally unstoppable momentum of continuous, massive, global expansion. I totally embody the absolute, immense, entirely supreme frequency of the ultimate, totally legendary, absolutely unparalleled, completely massive winner. I am a permanent, unstoppable, magnificent manifestation of pure, unadulterated, infinite, and entirely massive success. I constantly pull massive, monumental success from the quantum field, instantly materializing immense wealth and absolute victory into my entirely physical, supreme reality. I am totally wired for extreme, unshakable, massive triumph. Asterisk 1. The main script. I am the absolute sovereign of my reality. I am the grand architect of my universe, holding the reins of infinite power with a calm, unbreakable grip. I possess a mind of terrifying clarity and brilliant strategic depth. I see through the illusions of the world and recognize the hidden mechanics of power, influence, and authority. I am a master of the great game of life, calculating 10 steps ahead of everyone else. I execute my designs with flawless precision and emotionless execution. My will is an unstoppable force of nature that shapes the cosmos to my advantage. I command respect simply by existing. My presence is magnetic, overwhelming, and undeniable. I walk into every room as the undisputed center of gravity, drawing power, attention, and resources naturally and effortlessly. I understand human nature at its most profound level. I read the unspoken desires, fears, and motivations of everyone I encounter, using this supreme knowledge to orchestrate outcomes that perfectly align with my grand vision. I am entirely impervious to manipulation because I recognize every tactic before it is even deployed. I use silence as a shield and a weapon, letting others reveal their hands while I remain an enigma of infinite potential. I am fiercely pragmatic, ruthlessly focused, and entirely unburdened by the petty emotional turbulence that holds others back. I process information with cold, calculating efficiency, transforming every obstacle into a stepping stone for my own inevitable ascent. I am the absolute master of my emotions. I feel them, I understand them, and I completely command them, choosing only to project the exact emotional state that serves my strategic objectives. I radiate an aura of untouchable authority. People are naturally compelled to follow my lead, eagerly bending to my will, because my dominance is self-evident and profoundly secure. Capital flows to me in continuous, heavy avalanches. Wealth is drawn to my absolute certainty. I am a colossal magnet for unprecedented financial abundance. I accumulate assets, resources, and infinite capital with the effortless ease of a universal law. Money serves me. Wealth empowers me. I leverage my immense resources to fortify my empire, expand my influence, and secure absolute dominance in every sphere of my life. I am eternally relevant, constantly adapting, evolving, and staying vastly ahead of the curve. My mind is a vault of high-value knowledge and tactical genius. I effortlessly decode the complexities of markets, societies, and human networks, extracting maximum value from every interaction and opportunity. I hold the keys to universal power, and I turn them with supreme confidence. I demand the absolute best that life has to offer, and the universe happily complies. I revel in the glorious freedom that comes from absolute control. Because I master my environment, I am completely and utterly free. I am liberated from the expectations, judgments, and limitations of lesser minds. I design my lifestyle with unapologetic extravagance and profound intentionality. I experience overwhelming happiness as a direct result of my unshakable competence. I indulge in the finest pleasures of existence, savoring the profound joy of a life lived entirely on my own terms. Pleasure is my birthright, and I claim it fully, without an ounce of guilt or hesitation. Every breath I take reinforces my supreme authority. Every word I speak is a decree that reality must obey. I possess a dark, beautiful, and endlessly powerful charisma that enchants, persuades, and conquers. I seamlessly blend into any environment, molding myself into whatever form is necessary to extract victory. I am formless like water, yet capable of crushing rock. I am a masterful illusionist when necessary, controlling the narrative and directing the perceptions of the masses. I build impregnable alliances while maintaining my absolute independence. I know precisely when to strike and when to wait, mastering the exquisite timing of the universe. I am deeply anchored in my own supremacy. I trust my intuition implicitly because it is forged in the fires of genius and universal truth. I effortlessly outmaneuver my rivals, leaving them bewildered by my speed and tactical supremacy. I take what is mine by universal right. I am a colossal force of expansion, constantly pushing the boundaries of what is possible. I rewrite the rules of the game to ensure my perpetual victory. I am never a victim of circumstance. I am the creator of circumstance. I bend time, space, and probability to serve my ultimate desires. I possess a legendary resilience. Any setback is merely raw data, immediately processed and utilized to make my next strike absolutely devastating. I command my physical vessel, optimizing my body and mind to sustain my relentless pursuit of power. I sleep deeply and wake up reborn, infused with cosmic energy and tactical clarity. The universe recognizes my authority and aligns its vast forces to support my ascension. I am revered, respected, and powerfully influential. I hold dominion over my destiny. I am entirely detached from the need for external validation because I am the sole judge of my worth, and my worth is infinite. I project a terrifyingly calm confidence that silences doubt and paralyzes opposition. I am a master of leverage, knowing exactly which strings to pull to move mountains. I use everything at my disposal to construct a life of unparalleled opulence and dominion. I am a sovereign entity, unbound by the trivialities of the ordinary world. I walk the path of the gods, creating life, dictating terms, and claiming total victory. I am profoundly happy, deeply fulfilled, and immensely powerful. I am the living embodiment of universal dominance, executing my will with the grace of a king and the precision of an assassin. I celebrate my victories, relishing the sweet taste of conquered goals. I am a tactical mastermind, an unstoppable conqueror, a magnet for supreme wealth, and the ultimate authority in my reality. I govern my life with a Machiavellian brilliance that ensures my survival, my prosperity, and my absolute supremacy. I am completely awake to the reality of power dynamics, and I play the game flawlessly. I am a master of persuasion, effortlessly planting ideas in the minds of others so they execute my will while believing it was their own choice. I cultivate an aura of mystery that keeps everyone fascinated and entirely under my spell. I am deeply grounded in the present moment, yet my vision extends centuries into the future. I am building a legacy of unimaginable wealth and unchallengeable authority. I am ruthlessly protective of my time, my energy, and my focus, investing in them only they yield exponential returns. I am completely free from fear, replacing all anxiety with cold, hard calculation. I embrace the dark, primal forces within me, channeling them into productive, conquering energy. I am the apex predator in the jungle of life, moving with silent, lethal grace. I effortlessly dismantle the defenses of my opponents through superior intellect and psychological mastery. I am adored by those I protect and feared by those who stand in my way. I take profound pleasure in my ability to orchestrate the world around me. I am a connoisseur of high-level living, surrounding myself with beauty, luxury, and the undeniable spoils of my dominance. I am a beacon of raw, masculine, and universal power. I accept no compromises when it comes to my vision. I shatter glass ceilings and obliterate limits. I am infinitely resourceful, capable of spinning gold from the absolute void. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul, and the undisputed ruler of my universe. My empire grows with every heartbeat. My mind is constantly generating brilliant, paradigm-shifting strategies. I hold the ultimate keys to relevance, ensuring I am forever indispensable and universally desired. I easily command the forces of wealth creation, watching my bank accounts expand into the stratosphere. I enjoy the profound serenity that accompanies absolute power. I am emotionally bulletproof. I look at the world through the eyes of a supreme architect, seeing only systems waiting to be optimized and conquered. I embrace my inherent right to rule. I am the embodiment of majestic authority, infinite wealth, profound freedom, and relentless, unapologetic happiness. Affirmations for success and a winning mentality. I am a winner. I am the architect of my destiny and the master of my fate. Success is my natural state of being. I am biologically and mentally wired to achieve greatness in every endeavor I pursue. My mind is a fortress of impenetrable focus and clarity every single day. I wake up with an unstoppable drive to conquer my goals. I am relentless in the pursuit of my vision. I do not understand the concept of giving up. I only know how to pivot, adapt, and overcome. I am a magnet for massive success. Opportunities are constantly seeking me out because I am prepared for them. I operate on a frequency of pure abundance and elite performance. I expect to win, and therefore, I do. My internal dialogue is exclusively composed of empowering, victorious thoughts. I have banished all doubt, fear, hesitation from my consciousness. I am a champion in the making, and every action I take moves me closer to my ultimate triumph. I possess an unwavering belief in my own abilities. I am highly capable, hyper-intelligent, and deeply intuitive. I trust my decisions absolutely. I move through the world with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are destined for extraordinary things. I am immune to the opinions of those who do not share my vision. My standard is excellence, and I refuse to settle for anything less. I demand the best from myself, and I consistently deliver. My work ethic is legendary. I outwork, outthink, and outstrategize my competition effortlessly. I embrace the grind because I know it is the forge where my success is built. Discipline is my superpower. I do what needs to be done, exactly when it needs to be done, regardless of how I feel. My emotions do not dictate my actions. My commitments dictate my actions. I am deeply committed to my own evolution. Every day, in every way, I am getting stronger, smarter, faster, and more resilient. Setbacks are nothing more than data. I use failure as fuel to ignite my next massive breakthrough. I do not fail. I learn. I recalibrate. And I strike again with even greater precision. Obstacles melt away in the face of my determination. I am an unstoppable force of nature. I am deeply aligned with the energy of victory. Success flows into my life, effortlessly and continuously. I am a massive action taker. I do not wait for the perfect moment. I create the perfect moment through sheer force of will and focused execution. I am a visionary. I see the end result clearly in my mind, and I pull that reality into the present moment through my daily habits. My habits are the building blocks of my empire. I cultivate routines that optimize my physical energy, my mental sharpness, and my spiritual alignment. I protect my energy fiercely. I only entertain thoughts, people, and environments that elevate me. I am a leader. People are drawn to my certainty and my power. I inspire others simply by existing in my highest state of potential. I radiate success. When I walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts to accommodate my presence. I carry myself with the posture of a conqueror. My body language communicates absolute dominance and serene confidence. I speak with authority and conviction. My words carry weight and manifest my reality instantly. I am highly adaptable. In times of chaos, I remain completely centered and calm. I am the eye of the storm. While others panic, I observe. I analyze and I execute the perfect strategy. I thrive under pressure. Pressure creates diamonds, and I am unbreakable. I am grateful for the challenges that test me, for they reveal the depth of my power. I possess an elite mindset. I study success. I embody success, and I breathe success. I am deeply connected to the limitless abundance of the universe. There is no cap on what I can achieve, earn, or create. Money flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I am a financial genius. I attract lucrative opportunities, high-level partnerships, and massive wealth. I use my wealth to create more freedom, more impact, and more power. I am a master of execution. Ideas are nothing without action, and I am the ultimate action taker. I close the gap between where I am and where I want to be, with violent execution and surgical precision. I am utterly obsessed with my goals. This obsession is healthy, powerful, and necessary for my legendary success. I am completely detached from mediocrity. I refuse to live a small life. I am designed to take up space, to make noise, and to leave a permanent mark on history. I am building a legacy that will outlast my physical existence. I am focused on long-term victory, not short-term gratification. I possess the patience to build an empire and the urgency to work on it every single second. I am in total control of my attention. I do not allow distractions to hijack my focus. My attention is a laser beam, cutting through noise and zeroing in on the highest leverage activities. I am highly organized, incredibly efficient, and ruthlessly productive. Time is my most valuable asset, and I invest it only in things that yield massive returns. I am always in the right place at the right time. Luck is simply the byproduct of my relentless preparation colliding with opportunity. I create my own luck. I am fearless. I step into the unknown with total faith in my ability to figure it out. I am comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth happens outside the comfort zone, so I live outside the comfort zone. I embrace friction because it sharpens my blade. I am a warrior of the modern age, armed with intellect, discipline, and an unbreakable will. I am entirely self-sufficient, yet I attract a powerhouse network of allies who multiply my success. I am a master of human psychology, understanding exactly how to negotiate, persuade, and lead. I bring immense value to the marketplace, and the marketplace rewards me with immense wealth. I am a problem solver. Where others see walls, I see doors. Where others see limits, I see launch pads. I have an infinite capacity to learn and adapt. I am constantly upgrading my mental software. I consume knowledge that makes me dangerous to my competition and invaluable to my allies. I am healthy, vibrant, and bursting with limitless energy. My physical vitality is the foundation of my mental dominance. I treat my body like a high-performance machine because it carries a high-performance mind. I sleep deeply, recover fully, and wake up revitalized, ready to dominate another day. I am deeply fulfilled by the process of becoming the best version of myself. I love the grind. I love the challenge. I love the victory. I am absolutely certain of my ultimate success. It is not a matter of if, but when. And the when is accelerating toward me because of the massive momentum I generate every single day. I am a momentum machine. Once I start, I cannot be stopped. Every small win compounds into massive victories. I celebrate my wins, but I never rest on them. The reward for a job well done is a bigger job. I am infinitely ambitious. My capacity for greatness expands with every goal I achieve. I am completely aligned with my purpose. My work feels like play because it is the truest expression of my soul. I am magnetic to all forms of prosperity. Every dollar I spend comes back to me multiplied. Every hour I invest yields exponential returns. I am a master of the universe's laws of success. What I focus on expands, and I focus exclusively on victory, growth, and excellence. I am bulletproof against criticism. The opinions of average people have zero impact on the mindset of a champion. I am my own ultimate judge. I measure myself against my own potential, not against the achievements of others. I am in a league of my own. I have no competition because nobody can do it exactly like I do. I bring a unique, irreplaceable genius to everything I touch. I am the standard. I set the pace. I lead the pack. I am ferocious in my ambition and serene in my execution. I possess a quiet, lethal confidence. I don't need to brag. My results speak with deafening volume. I am a closer. I finish what I start. I follow through on every commitment I make to myself. My word is absolute law. When I say I will do something, it is as good as done. I have supreme integrity with myself. This internal trust gives me the power to move mountains. I am profoundly focused on solutions. I do not waste a single ounce of energy complaining. I am entirely responsible for my life. I own my failures, and I own my massive successes. By taking total extreme ownership, I hold all the power to change my reality. I am immensely powerful. My potential is terrifyingly vast, and I am tapping into it more and more every single second. I am awake. I am alive. I am hungry. I am driven by an inextinguishable fire burning deep within my core. This fire burns through procrastination, burns through fear, and illuminates my path to glory. I am a master of time management. I compress time by achieving in months what takes others years. I move with speed, urgency, and accuracy. I am a lethal combination of raw talent and obsessive hard work. I am the captain of my soul. I dictate the terms of my reality. I design my environment to force me into greatness. I surround myself with reminders of my goals. My mind is a fortress of positivity and aggressive optimism. I believe that everything is happening for my ultimate benefit. Even in the darkest moments, I am extracting the lessons that will propel me to the top. I am a genius at recognizing patterns of success. I reverse engineer the achievements of the greats and apply them to my own life. I am a giant standing on the shoulders of giants. I am destined for the history books. My name is synonymous with victory. I am synonymous with excellence. I am synonymous with wealth, health, and limitless power. I am a master of my emotional state. I can instantly trigger a state of peak performance at will. I am always composed, always sharp, and always ready. I have an iron will. I can endure more, sacrifice more, and push harder than anyone else. I am comfortable in the trenches because as I know the trenches lead to the throne. I am the king of my reality. I command respect by giving respect and operating with uncompromising honor. I am fiercely loyal to my vision. I do not compromise my standards for anyone or anything. I am highly observant. I see the invisible mechanics of success at play in the world, and I manipulate them to my advantage. I am an alchemist, turning ordinary circumstances into extraordinary wealth and success. I possess an unshakable inner peace, knowing that my victory is already written. I am simply walking the path to collect my prize. I am deserving of everything I desire. I have paid the price in blood, sweat, and discipline, and now I am reaping the boundless rewards. I accept massive success into my life now. I accept staggering wealth into my life now. I accept absolute freedom into my life now. I am a master of my craft. I practice relentlessly to hone my skills. I am a lifelong student of mastery. I am deeply curious and forever expanding my intellectual horizons. I am a strategic genius. I anticipate market shifts, human behavior, and future trends with uncanny accuracy. I am always 3 steps ahead. I play chess while the world plays checkers. I am a formidable opponent and an invaluable ally. I am surrounded by an aura of invincibility. Nothing can break my spirit. Nothing can derail my focus. Nothing can steal my ambition. I am a powerhouse of innovation and creativity. I generate million-dollar ideas effortlessly. I have the courage to execute those ideas immediately. I do not let the fear of failure paralyze my genius. I am a risk taker, but all my risks are calculated and heavily skewed in my favor. I am deeply anchored in the present moment, yet entirely focused on building a spectacular future. Every breath I take infuses me with confidence. Every step I take grounds me in power. Every word I speak is a spell of manifestation. I am a conscious creator. I sculpt my life with the chisel of discipline and the hammer of massive action. I am a living, breathing testament to what is possible when a human being completely commits to their own greatness. I am proof that limits do not exist. I shatter glass ceilings effortlessly. I break through plateaus with violent momentum. I am constantly leveling up. The version of me today is vastly superior to the version of me yesterday, and tomorrow I will be even greater. I am on an infinite trajectory of growth. I love myself enough to hold myself to the highest possible standard. I am my own greatest mentor, my own toughest critic, and my own loudest cheerleader. I validate myself. I do not seek external approval. My own conviction is all the fuel I need. I am a beacon of light and power in the world. I elevate everyone around me just by setting the standard of what is possible. I am a catalyst for change. I am a force of disruption in the best possible way. I refuse to accept the status quo. I am here to build a new paradigm of success. I am wealthy beyond measure. Money is my faithful servant, and it works tirelessly on my behalf to multiply itself. I am deeply generous, knowing that the more I give, the more I receive. I am a channel for universal abundance. I am open and ready to receive all the miracles, opportunities, and financial windfalls coming my way today. I am profoundly grateful for my unstoppable mind. I am grateful for my healthy body. I am grateful for the massive success I have already achieved and the infant success that is currently manifesting. I am locked in. I am dialed in. I am totally obsessed with my legendary destiny. I am a winner. I am a champion. I am an absolute force of nature, and my success is inevitable, undeniable, and unstoppable. My mindset is engineered for absolute domination. I look at mountains and see molehills. I look at impossibilities and see inevitable achievements. The word impossible has been completely erased from my vocabulary. I replace doubt with action. I replace fear with logic. I replace hesitation with immediate, decisive execution. I am a machine of productivity. I do not waste seconds, because I know that seconds compound into minutes, hours, days, and ultimately, a lifetime. I respect time, and time honors me with massive yields. My daily routines are sacred. I wake up with purpose. I attack before the day can attack me. I am proactive, never reactive. They can attack me. I am proactive, never reactive. I dictate the flow of events around me. I am a supreme tactician in the battlefield of life, on a higher frequency, detached from petty dramas and trivial pursuits. I am fiercely protective of my mental diet. I only consume information that makes me sharper, richer, and more powerful. I am a voracious reader, a relentless learner, and an aggressive implementer. I don't just gather knowledge, I weaponize it. I am highly persuasive. My energy alone can convince an entire room to align with my vision. I have a perfectly aligned with the ruthless anything. I am completely devoted to